Thank you very much for that introduction, and thank you also to the organising committee for giving me the opportunity to be with you this afternoon. So UKQuantum is the association for the UK's quantum industry. Our role is to support and promote the UK's quantum industry, identifying key priorities that we believe are critical to the success, both nationally and internationally. We work very closely with the UK government and the National Quantum Technology Programme in order to deliver on the UK's national quantum strategy, something that we, our members and the organisation, are committed to succeeding. In a moment, I will talk through the priority topics that we have been working on, and I think are also critical for international success as well. But I will just give a little background on UKQuantum itself. We have about 55 members as of the time I started flying here to Korea over the weekend. And like many industry associations, we're all consistently growing. About 55 members, the majority are SMEs, small to medium enterprises, mainly small enterprises, which is what we would expect from the quantum industry as a whole. But we do also have a number of large corporates and end users, the likes of British Telecom, BP, BAE Systems, and the likes of international, such as IBM and Google. About 20% of our members are not UK-founded companies, but they are international companies who have an operation in the UK. I do not distinguish between UK and non-UK companies, so any quantum business that has a credible operation in the UK is a full member of UKQuantum. I do also have an associate membership for those who are not industry specifically. Tom Newby from the Government's Office for Quantum gave an excellent summary of the UK's national strategy and also the National Quantum Technology Programme. So I'm just going to recap on some of the key elements here, but for the full details I'd recommend recapping on his presentation. So to start off with then, quantum technologies has been identified by the UK Government as one of the 5 critical technologies. Although they've been identified individually, they are, of course, intimately linked together. We expect quantum computing, for example, to enhance AI. We expect quantum sensing technologies to make a huge difference in life sciences, and so related to the engineering biology. Future telecoms, we've already heard about the excellent work that's going on here in Korea on QKD. Similarly in the UK, we have British Telecom and Toshiba again working on QKD, but also intimately related to future telecoms, and of course the semiconductor industry in terms of supplying the key components into quantum technologies generally. So 5 critical technologies, but very much bound together within the UK. The UK's programme, the National Quantum Technology Programme, is in its 10th year this year. If you are able to join us in the UK in October, we'll be holding our 10th celebration as the National Quantum Showcase. Do please come and visit that as well. As a result of this, really, the UK does find itself in a leading position. So first in Europe and third in the world for the quality and impact of its academic research into quantum. We have second in terms of the number of quantum companies within our industry. Second also in terms of attracting private investments. Although, as my colleague Thierry pointed out earlier, that is increasingly challenging. But nevertheless, especially as companies start to mature and look to mid-stage. Well, I didn't say it for my members, but you may have noticed from the logos, we have members from across all of the quantum technologies, so computing, comms, sensing, and imaging. And in total, we have around, or just shy of 200 companies who have been collaborating through various parts of the national programme. Critical going forward, if we're just in our 10th year, we think of it as the end of the second phase of the national programme. We're now looking ahead to the third phase of that programme. The current government has committed £2.5 billion UK pounds to that endeavour over the next 10 years. Central to the strategy going forward will be the introduction of 5 missions: quantum computing, quantum networking. I'll touch on quantum networking. We expect it to start off with QKD, national scale QKD communications, but then moving into quantum networking and entanglement proper. And then we have 3 missions based around sensing technologies. The first is around healthcare and the life sciences, and really setting an ambitious target to develop and deploy quantum technologies for the benefit of the public at large, and actually seeing them used within hospitals across the UK. We have positioning, navigation and timing is a strategic capability for any country, and so a huge effort going into around how quantum technologies, for example clocks, can be used to support new sorts of timing capabilities. And then finally, how can we enable mobile networked quantum sensing devices so that we are actually deploy them in more mobile environments as well. So these missions will be critical to the UK going forward. They're not the sum total, though, of everything that will happen. So if we take we will still retain a lot of the core elements that we've seen in the strategy to date. So if we have the quantum missions, we will continue to see collaborative R&D funding. This, of course, is typically industry-led, often engaging academia within the UK and indeed internationally. We will also see the continuation, the next generation of our quantum research hubs. So these are academic-based institutions, and alongside that, what we call centres for doctoral training. So addressing the long-term research and addressing the long-term skills as well. And within the UK, we also have the National Quantum Computing Centre, which will be opening its doors to its new building very, very soon, but has already commissioned, I think, 6 different quantum computing platforms to enable it to develop and test capabilities for the benefit of the UK, and also enable companies to come in and explore that as well. So these are the key elements of the ecosystem going forward, and to mention the new aspects of this will be the quantum missions. So finally then, in terms of international collaboration, there are plenty of opportunities for technical collaboration, be it in the commercialization of the technology, be it in the long-term research. I thought I'd focus here, though, on topics that I also believe are critical for a global international ecosystem. We are working on these in the UK, and of course we're working with the UK government. I expect these are being worked on in other countries as well. But it's important for industry to see consistency across countries. So these are the list we're working on at the moment. Well, clearly influencing policy and national strategy and making sure that international collaboration is a core part of that. International cooperation and trade. I mean, we have a very large delegation, I'm pleased to say, here. So that is all part of that strategy, although that does lead into things like export controls, the rules and regulations that actually control how technology and intellectual property can move around the world. Critically important for industry, that it is there to protect, but also does not prevent collaboration. Road mapping markets and use cases. I mean, I think this is a general challenge for all of us. We're all striving to create and seed the markets, creating use cases that help push that forward. Skills has been mentioned a number of times. We have to create a workforce, and it's essential that we see easy, free-flowing access for the individuals who want to work in our industry. Responsible innovation. Now, this is one I've been championing personally within the UK and within the organisation. For those who are familiar with artificial intelligence, you'll be aware that the ethics of AI has been a critical issue over the last few years and remains a critical issue. I am particularly keen, and I think counterparts around the world are particularly keen, that we, in the quantum industry, we lean in and address this at the beginning. We not make the same mistakes we've seen in AI, where basically it was done after the event. So a lot of effort going on into how can we establish appropriate principles for responsible innovation in quantum technologies. And I'd say appropriate, ones that are actually applicable, ones that businesses, especially young businesses, can take and apply as they start and as they grow. So a lot of work around how we can assist companies in doing that. And international standards. Again, this has been mentioned before. There's a lot of activity. Korea is particularly active, and of course, chairing the new JTC3 Quantum Committee, and the UK will be the secretariat, so we will be collaborating on that going forward as well. So those are the sorts of areas. They're important nationally, they're important internationally. We see our governments collaborating, but it's equally important that industry collaborates as well and make sure that the national policies that are put in place reflect what we would like to see on the international scene. On the right, I've just listed the kinds of actual engagements with the UK government, because our government is taking all of these seriously, so there's plenty of opportunity to engage in those. I think the one topic I haven't mentioned on the government list is regulation. That is the guidance around how to apply technologies commercially. This is still something that's under development, and within the UK, and certainly UKQuantum, is absolutely clear that regulation on the use of quantum technologies in particular sectors is the appropriate way of doing it. We do not need to see horizontal regulation on point technologies in their own right. That is the approach we expect to see taken within the UK, although that is a work in progress at the moment. So that's the list of priority topics that I think we're working on, but also are ripe for international collaboration as well. And with that, I'll finish.